While Archeop's play might rise like a Skywalker when Fossil Quarry comes out in Pitch Black, our options for devolving your opponent's Pokemon until Espeon in September are scarce. That's why I was excited for Chaos Rising Claydol, who's able to devolve their active while also dealing a bit of damage. Being a fighting-type single prizer, Claydol has access to both Premium Power Pro and Brave Bangle. This is important because the main target is Dragapult. Hit into it with a Bangle attach, that's 80 damage. Drink some Gatorade, now you're at 110. The Dragapult then gets devolved into Dracloak, who only has 90 HP, giving you a prize card. Unfortunately, the Dragapult, or any Pokemon you devolve, goes into their hand ready to be reused again like all my jokes. That sucks harder than me on some toes. And basic decks exist, meaning Claydol needs a partner. Baby Ursaluna's great because if you hit into somebody early with Claydol or Solrock or Ting-Lu, it's capable of taking big knockouts. I also cooked up a list with Froslass because I literally ran into 4 Ogerpon decks in a row with the fighting build. And the only way you won't see me play Froslass in this video is if all I played against was Greninja and Starmie and Dragapult because BDCGL hates me and knows I can't run Shaman or Psyduck or Patrata Battle Cage. And it's Alakazam. Fan-flippin-tastic. So remember how the last list had 3 Rocky fighting? Guess how many this list has? Not 3. Oh my god, this game is great. Oh, and also, Alakazam never beats Froslass. Alakazam cannot beat Froslass in any world, especially a quad Froslass deck. You know what it can beat? Whatever the hell I'm playing right now. This game? No, this game knows, okay? We can all agree this game knows what it's doing. Because Kadabra and Alakazam have abilities. If I get even 2 Froslass down, they lose. Alright, there's a Lilies. I am going to win this game. For all of you watching, I am going to win this game because, oh god, I have to do this in the worst possible order. Alright, so I'm going to go for the Solrock. I have, 0 Air Balloon. Fantastic. Just what I planned on. And then I guess just in case I get a Crispin, I should do this. Didn't get a Crispin. Didn't think so. Didn't think that was ever going to happen in my wildest dreams, because in my wildest dreams, you wouldn't believe how many people have feet for hands. All right, so let's go play with some balls. Actually, I guess I get Ting-Lu. That seems like the more smarter option. And then I'm going to go for Lily's Determination for 8. We're going to get everything we need. There's going to be a Crispin in the hand. I told you. We have Crispin in the hand. Balls in my mouth. All right. And then continuous spin. I'm going to flip, what, 3 heads and take the knockout. 3 heads, take the KO. And there we go. God, this game. This game is great. Yes, that is the Solrock. This game is fantastic. Continuous spin. I literally just switched off of the Froslass build with 3 Rocky fighting to go to a build with, I think, 1 Rocky fighting and no Froslass. This game is just, this is just the greatest game ever. You know, and I mean, technically it's good that they didn't give me a handy, but I enjoy getting handies from time to time. I also don't know if I have a special red card either. But I play a deck for an hour that destroys Alakazam, destroys Ogerpon. All I get is Greninja and Dragapult. And Starmie. Soon as I switch to another deck that doesn't destroy Alakazam, hey buddy, I heard you want some Alakazam. Hey bro, I got some cool Alakazam in the back. You want to see it? All right, well, fun fact, I don't knock out the Kadabra because of the stupid fighting resistance. And the only way I can do this is if I get a Darkness Energy off of this, right? If I get a Darkness Energy, I might have a chancey here. Yeah, so if I get a Darkness Energy off of this Lunatone, I can knock out the Kadabra. Suck my butt. It is so dirty. All right, let's let's get that. And then I will Crispin for, Darkness Fighting. Fighting into the hand. That goes there. I really wish somebody had 30 damage on them, but they don't. And I don't have a retreat card. The Brave Bangles are useless. That's cool. Loving that. So I guess what I do is take the damage off my balls and put it on this guy. Sure, why not? And then we'll do that. Then I'll hit him with a de-evolution ray for 20. As long as they can't find rare candy, we'll be okay. Right? If they can't find rare candy, I am totally fine. And then they have to move the fighting energy. They're probably going to put it on the Munkidori. Yep, that's a pretty easy decision. But it's kind of terrible that this is like the worst possible matchup for Claydol Ting-Lu. Is they resist fighting. They, you know, they don't really care about anything because I forgot Rocky fighting. Well, I didn't forget. I just have like one copy and, you know, I had 3 in my last list. They didn't do anything. And there's an Ooh, this is perfect. You know not what you have done. Well, actually, I guess they do because the Alakazam just goes back into their hand. The Alakazam just, you know, kind of goes back into their hand, so they don't really care. And DJ Dog Stamps. Do you got that dog in ya? You got that dog in ya? All right, so I am knocking out the Abra. I am knocking out the Kadabra. So I think that's what I do is I knock out Kadabra and Abra. Well, I mean, Abra gets knocked out as a byproduct. I think I go for the Kadabra as well. Wait, do they not have an energy? Wait, after all this, do you not have an energy? I think after all this, they don't have an energy. Because that's like the first thing you do. Oh, they had it. They had it. Jagbomb, no, you can't play with the Hippo. The Hippo's good on its own. You do play Hippo Froslass. But you got to play with like Barbarical, which doesn't fit. But I got the Frisky Ruins, Nighttime Mine. I have one more Darkness Energy somewhere in the deck, but all my energy is going to be on the field, which is going to suck. All right, so it's Ting-Lu time. And if I get the Darkness Energy, I think I probably just go for the Dunsparce, right? I think if I get the other Munkidori with a Darkness Energy... Ooh, there's an Unfair Stamp. I think it's a little too early for the Unfair Stamp. I think it's a little too unfair to use it right. All right, so Fighting Dong. Let's go get a Fighting Energy. All right, and then we go Lunar Cycle. Darkness Energy. Ooh, the Crispin's good enough. I will take the Crispin. All right, so Crispin, we got, Crispin for Darkness. Oh, yep, the Darkness, that's totally fine. I believe in a thing called love. Oh, man. Okay, so. Is this the time to remind myself all I know? All right, yeah, sure. Let's go for the Dunsparce. Because this way they need to have an Alakazam if they want to have any Chansey. Right? All right, so let's put, that goes there. That goes there. That's fine. I can play with my PP, which I guess I should do, because playing with your PP is always a good thing. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that confused me for a second. Luckily, I wasn't, planning on doing it, but, yeah, we're kind of screwed, but I can just bosses, KO, the Genesect. I can also, let a little bit of damage happen. Just a little bit of damage. Well, I have to do math, Clan Burglar. When I have to do math, that's when things get funky. They are just going for it. I mean, I am technically winning the game, and I am, like, premium. I can play with my PP. They're going for the Claydol. Oh, they're going for the monkey. Oh, you should have gone for the Claydol, because you rare candied this guy. You rare candied this Alakazam. So that's a free prize. I'm going for it. They're not going to play Fennel, okay? Nobody eats Fennel. That's just weird. All right, there's another Frisky Ruins. Let's go Brave Bangle on I mean, I guess that guy, because who cares? And then, yeah, we'll attach that there. Lily's Determination. More cards that I have no use for. Fantastic. Fan-flippin-tastic. Let's go get the... Yeah, I guess I get the Ursaluna. DJ Dog Stamps. Resistance is futile. I will always get them toes. Resistance is futile. Those toes will always be mine. So I have 2 Terragon and a Night Stretcher, so we're fine. All right, so I need to put the damage on this one, right? And then this guy, I can knock it with Ursaluna. Okay, so the damage on my balls has to be put on that guy. Actually, no, I should have... whatever. You know math isn't my strong suit. I might actually win this game, by the way. This might be a master class. I put the ass in master class. Because technically ass appears twice in master class, huh? Because I'm cheated up. You know, so I forgot about the 20 damage from de-evolution ray, but I can play with my PP a bunch of times. So this dude's getting knocked out by a Claydol. This dude will also get knocked out by somebody. Then they're just out of attackers, right? Then you're just out of attackers, bro. You're gonna have to draw all your cards, then you're out of attackers. You know, who cares that I switched from a Froslass build that absolutely decimates you to whatever the hell are you going for the monkey again? Why do you keep going for Munkidori? Why do you keep doing this? Are they just trying to hunt my energy? But that's not gonna help because I got Terragon, bro. All right, I mean, this is fine. The question is, do I go for Ting-Lu? Because I can play with my PP once. So that's 30. I just need to play with my PP one more time and I can take the knockout with Ting-Lu. And then I can set up everybody for a KO. Then I can set up okay, I'm going for the Ting-Lu. Because no matter what, I'm taking a knockout with Ting-Lu. Because I am the greatest. Oh, you can suck my butt. But I have 2 Terragon in the deck. Ah, see? #1 PDC jail player in the freaking world, everybody. #1 PDC jail player in the freaking world. I win the game. Yeah, we got some Ting Lewis in here. And DJ Dog Stamps, because they kept giving me a handy. I'd rather have a footy, because the World Cup is coming up, you degenerates. But yeah, I'd rather have a footy than a handy. And yeah, that ain't happening. All right, so 1, 2, 3. I got some balls in my mouth, so I guess I just go for the Claydol. So I have 3 energy and a Claydol. I don't have anyone, because you have to pass the energy back. That is the thing with Handy Fan, is you have to pass the energy back. It is not a choice. All right, so there's a PP. Now I have a very tough decision to make. Is, do I Fezandipiti to play with my PP, or do I just believe in the heart of the cards? Huh. Actually, I think I win if they target the Fez, right? If they target the Fez, I'm pretty sure that's GG. Because I'm taking a prize this turn, I would set them. We got it, baby. We freaking got it. We freaking got it. I am the #1 PDC jail player in the world. I switch from a Froslass deck to a fighting deck without Rocky fighting, and I obliterate a freaking Alakazam deck. And yeah, who are you gonna put the energy on, bro? You're gonna put it on the Fez, probably, but that's gonna give me a free retreater for my Ursaluna. Oh, they weren't. Yeah, they were just like, oh, this is a free win. Well, they're playing a spread deck. My cheeks have been, I put super glue between my cheeks before this game started. You know, Pilot's got a Claydol. That's a perfect KO on the Cadet. You know, this was a terrible start to the stream. YouTube audience, if this makes it in the video, it was a terrible start to the stream where it was just Dragapult and cheek spread decks, and I don't play Shaman or Psyduck or Battle Cage or anything. And part of the reason why I'm 1-3 is that I had back-to-back opponents go 10 minutes lower than my timer. When people spend that much time just whacking off on their own, And one guy was called Psycuck, and they didn't do anything for 15 minutes, and they just watched me have my way with them. But when my timer is 10 minutes higher than my opponent's, I just check out mentally because I know it's not going to be in the YouTube video. So you can't really trust the results of a stream where I play a game and my opponent takes 15 minutes just to barely win, and I'm just over here, you know, twiddling my hot dogs. You know, I got my dogs out. There we go. Powerful feet. And then we do the fetus delete. No, I mean, I'm going to knock out the Genesect. No, because I want to take a de-evolution KO just to really rub their face in and just be like, yeah, I got the de-evolution KO, buddy. Yeah, what do you think about that? I would have taken a better KO even if you hadn't had that. You know, you need some big feet if you want to fill these shoes, bro. And yeah, even without my unfair stamp, even without Rocky fighting, even with a horrific start, I mean, was it a hurt? I can't remember that. That was like 20 minutes ago. My memory is very short term. But look at that. Look how much I beat you off so hard. Everyone hold on to your butts. I'm going in. All right, I am going in. Hold on to your butts. They're about to be sucked. No, whatever the opposite of sucked is. That's what's about to. I'm about to blow your butts out. Okay, I am gonna play with my pee-pee. I'm gonna knock out this Dunsparce. It's gonna be the greatest Dunsparce KO you've ever seen. What the hell is this? Okay, we got the fighting Dong. That's great. I always enjoy playing with the Dong. Okay, I have, yeah, Lunatone. This is awesome. This is terrible. What the hell is this hand? All right, and then I somehow didn't get anything I actually needed. I have 4 Premium Power Pro, but we're going to flip 2 heads. That's what PDCGL was setting us up for, was 2 heads. You probably could have guessed, but this isn't the first time I've used continuous spin today. But, it's Beedrill. Oh, this is perfect. This is a perfect matchup, but yeah, this is the first time. This isn't the first time I've used continuous spin. It's also not the first time I have flipped an immediate tails on continuous spin. It is the second of 2 times. All right, so they're Darkest Before the Dawn. Depending on their hand, I would imagine they're gonna find it a Dunsparce. So probably Weedle, yeah, probably Weedle, the Dunsparce, Beedrill. Now here's the funny thing: is I just kind of win this matchup. This is kind of a free matchup. Because of Brave Bangle, because of Premium Power Pro, it's basically free if I get the first KO. Guess what they're about to do? They're about to get the first KO, and I don't play Legacy Energy. So I think I might lose. It's all going to come down to recovery, but they're always going to have a Beedrill in their hand. So if Max Rod is their ace spec, then I'm kind of screwed. But this is one time where it's actually good that I'm not playing the Froslass build because we would lose that matchup. I'm going to have to pull something out here. I'm going to have to whip it out. Because I think the only way that I can win is I'm going to have to knock out, I'm going to have to Munkidori knock out like 2 Weedle at some point. Oh, or if they just don't get an energy. That also does it. If they just don't get an energy, that also does it for me. All right, so Hilda for Claydol fighting, easy dubs. And then Claydol, Brave Bangle. They're probably just going to immediately concede once I absolutely clap their cheeks. Where the hell are the Munkidori? I swear, I'm not monkeying around here, bros. All right, so that's going to go there. And then De-Evolution Ray. Oh, no. It'd be a shaman if your Kakuna Matata underneath got knocked out. So this is the booty and the beast of Claydol. Hey, there we go. The good news is it's very easy to take a knockout of like a Dragapult or a Beedrill. The bad news is the evolution goes back into their hand. So the Beedrill, the Dragapult, the Beedrill, everything goes back into their hand. So especially for a Beedrill deck, that's bad. But I can win the stadium race here. I play 4 Frisky Ruins. They play 4 Forest of Vitality. Maybe they got greedy and only had 3. All I have to do to win this game is loop attackers and we're fine. I can also hit into a Beedrill with a Solrock at some point, then clean it up with an Ursaluna. So if I somehow can't loot my Claydol ball toy, if I can't play with my balls hard enough, we'll be fine. We'll be totally fine. Everything will be great. We'll be rumbling bees' nuts in their mouth every day. There we go. They finally got an energy. You know, that's the downside. You only play 5 energy, right? You play 5 energy. I play 2 Munkidori and 4 Pokepad, and I haven't found a Munkidori. All right, so there's Frisky. We're getting Frisky. They're knocking me out through weakness, so it doesn't matter. And then I do... Wait, did they... Yeah, they evolved that to Kakuna Matata. So I have to get a Brave Bangle or a Premium Power Pro. That's not good. So I have to get a Brave Bangle or a Premium Power Pro, which means I'm in a bit of a sticky situation here. Because Munkidori also doesn't do it. I'd really like to not put Fezandipiti down. But I think I have to, because I don't want to just take a chance on the unfair stamp. I have to take a chance on the unfair stamp. Uh-oh. Okay, and I can't use Crispin. Oh, this is terrible. I can't use Crispin here because all my fighting energy is in my hand. Or sorry, all my darkness energy is in my hand, so I can't have a double Munkidori turn. Even when things go right, they go wrong. All right, so Night Stretcher for Claydol. Okay, so that's fine. Ting-Lu down. That's bad. Terragon. I mean, they're not going to be able to draw any cards next turn. Right? They're going to draw 0 cards next turn. I think it's Ting-Lu o'clock. I think I can Ting-Lu it up in here. I can take some chances. Because, yeah, Hilda doesn't do it. Terragon, Crispin. I mean, Boss's Hors d'oeuvres allows me to knock out the Weedle. Yeah, actually, I think that's fine. I think knocking out the Weedle is actually totally fine here. Because this way I don't have to burn the stamp. I get a Weedle off the field. If they force a Vitality, I have a Ting-Lu. Ting-Lu sets up the Beedrill for an Ursaluna knockout. It's just kind of funny that both my darkness energy are in the hand. And I don't think you stamp, right? Because they're going to get it like that, right? They're going to get it like that. I don't need to use stamp offensively. I want to use it for my benefit, these nuts in your mouth. I want to use it for my benefit, not for their detriment. Because using an unfair stamp in that situation, I could get like 2 Munkidori, 2 Darkness Energy, and a Risky Ruins. And then I would just be screwed for the rest of the game. At least this way, you know, I can save the unfair stamp for later when I need the card draw. Right? Yeah, sure. Would it have benefited these nuts? Probably. But watch what's about to happen is they have to put a Weedle down with Frisky Ruins in play. I can Munkidori, and now I can knock out a Weedle on their bench for free. Right? And then they have to... See? Literally goated. Literally call me a skid mark because I'm goated. And I refrained from posting it on Mahone's videos because I do feel like Mahone, you know, there's a higher standard. But one of Mahone's titles on a vlog was I left my mark at a tournament, and I was gonna comment, I really hope it wasn't a skid mark. Get it? I really hope it wasn't a skid mark. And then the other one was I exploded at a tournament. I was going, well, I hope you didn't explode out your pants. All right, there we go. We're monkeying around. This deck is insane. This is a Trust Your Pilot original too. I mean, it's slightly based off of Japanese. Yeah, see? I was gonna knock out the Weedle and the Dunsparce, take 2 prizes, and then the Beedrill was basically set up for an Ursaluna KO, because I would have put the Bangle on the active, and then it would have been an Ursaluna range, and I still had my unfair stamp. This deck is cracked. I don't think I have any way of winning this game. It just seems like that kind of matchup where Trust Your Pilot just doesn't have a chancey. All right, so I'm going to attach to the Lunatone in case they don't got it next turn, right? And if they do, they probably have to Giovanni anyway. So it's Lily's Determination. I can maybe Ting-Lu for 100 turns in a row. That might be my only win con here, is just Ting-Lu for 100 freaking turns. So we do have it, but I'm going to get the monkey first. I'm going to monkey around a little bit first. I can also attack with Lunatone next turn as well. But let's Lunar Cycle just to see. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so let's go get the Ting-Lu. So I will have it because pretty much every turn this game is going to have a stadium. Right, if they bump my Risty Ruins, it's going to be because they put a Team Rocket's factory down. If I bump their Team Rocket's factory, it's going to be with Risty Ruins. So there's probably 8 stadiums between the two of us. I can essentially just Crispin. If I get Crispin, crap. All right, well, as long as they can't take the first KO, what they should have done, oh God. Okay, I don't play Legacy Energy. They managed to evolve all of their Spidops, by the way. Wait, did they just literally have every Spidops in their hand? Yeah, they literally had they had 3. What the hell? They started the turn. Okay, they went Proton for Tarantula. They had triple Spidops just in their hand. They had triples. What? This is a terrible matchup. Okay, this is a terrible matchup that I can actually win now. All right, I think the only way that I win is if I Ting-Lu for 5 turns in a row. Because 5 times 3 is 16, so that's a perfect KO. So I have to Ting-Lu 5 times in a row, but I don't think my balls can support that. I don't think my balls are big enough to let that happen. All right, so that guy, so I would have to use Munkidori. Oh, this is a rough one. And also the Articuno resists fighting. I'm not having fun right now. I have to think and do math. Do you even know how difficult it is to do math when you're this cheeked up all the time? Okay, here we go. Everyone, press 1 if you believe. Press 1 if you believe that I'm finally going to get a Crispin at some point. I should probably hold off on my balls. I also don't have any way to retreat at any point. So when I say that I need to Ting-Lu 5 times, I have to do that without an air balloon or a free retreater. So I believe I've just screwed up. I believe I've made an oopsie. So I have to change my strategy. It's definitely just attacked with Claydol at this point. But I think that was still the correct move, even regardless, because I didn't have a knockout on the Articuno. I would have needed 2 Premium Power Pro to take the knockout with Solrock, because it ignores weakness and resistance. And then, of course, you get the fourth. Of course, you get the 4th one. Of course. And there's the dude. So this, again, as soon as I switched off of the Froslass build of this deck, which the YouTube audience didn't get to see, I have faced Alakazam, free win for Froslass, and I have faced Team Rocket Spidops, free win for Froslass. But if I go back to the Froslass build, it'll just be Greninja and Dragapult and Starmie spread decks all day. All right, well, it's going to come down to who can beat the other person off faster. And I've been practicing my whole life for this. Okay, that's cool. And then we go for Ball Toy. Ball Toy. Attach. I'm going to need Crispin at some point if I want to win, though. Oh, geez. Okay, so Brave Bangle needs to go on this guy. Does it, though? Because the Brave Bangle is only useful against the Mewtwo, and I don't think I can knock out the Mewtwo. I cannot one-shot a Mewtwo. I know that for a fact. So I think I just put the Brave Bangle on this guy. Hold off on the Unfair Stamp, because I mean... No, because what if they have an Archer? Right? What if they have an Archer? I think now is the time to use the Stamp, because if they just have an Archer, then they might screw me out of this game. All right, those are all cards that exist. I guess it's fine to use Lunatone if I know I'm going to Terragon. You know, all their hope is going to be Terragon next turn. All all their hope is going to be Terra gone next turn, huh? But yeah, if they have a supporter or an unfair stamp or anything, they win this game. Yep, the fact that they're just going up with Team Rocket Spidops is bad for me. So I know that one of the cards is a Spidops. They're going to evolve the backline one. There's Cedar Box. Oh, wow. I gave them an unplayable hand except for the best card in their deck. I gave them an unplayable hand of Poffin. I think Night Stretcher. Actually, Night Stretcher would have done it because they had an energy in the discard pile. But I gave them an unplayable hand except for the literally best card in their deck. And best of all, if I hadn't devolved their Spidops and put the Spidops in their hand, they wouldn't have been able to use Cedar Box. Isn't that even better? Is if I hadn't devolved, if I had just taken a straight knockout with Solrock Premium Power Pro, and they had that exact same hand, they would have been able to. They would have been stuck like my stepsister in the banister, and I had to get something very slippery to get her head out of there. But then it came out pretty easily, and it's like, well, it's like you got stuck in there intentionally. But this is just what happens when Trust Your Pilot plays PDC GL. I get the worst matchups, and my opponent always gets what they need. Yep. And there's the factory. Here comes the archer. All right, but I'm still in an okay spot because I'm going to get everything I need. I'm still keeping pace. Yeah, we got Terragon back. I mean, I have 2 Terragon. I have Night Stretchers. I have, just energy. So it's not like I was out of this game. It's just I was not in this game. And there's Rocket Rush, which is a Rocket Raccoon cover band of Rush. All right, so you go. I mean, actually, no. This is a 1-card combo. If I do, no, we go for Claydol because I want to hold on to my PP for as long as I can. And yeah, let's go Terragon for. Oh yeah, there's the Ting-Lu again. Forgot about that. Forgot we had Ting-Lu. So actually got double ball toy, so I don't need more balls to play with. And then yeah, Claydol the active, Ting-Lu on the bench. Let's Lunatone. Can I get a Crispin, please? Of course not. All right. Normally you're not relying on Crispin to win with this deck, but this is with the strategy that I went with. Crispin is kind of important because I'm going to have to put 30 damage on this Mewtwo to set up a KO with Bloodmoon Ursaluna. So naturally, I get Crispin and Darkness Energy the entire game last time, but then this time around it's nowhere to be found. So we're just in a terrible spot, and I'm out of shuffle draw cards, so their hand is going to be massive the rest of the game. There's that. Well, luckily, I'm never going to go ahead on prizes. Good news is, I'm never going to go ahead on prizes. And yeah, I just lost my chance to win because I could have skipped ahead there. If I topped at Crispin, I could have skipped ahead by knocking out the Tarantula. But because they've always had Spidops, remember, turn 1, they naturally had triple Spidops just in their hand. They got a turn 1 Proton into natural triple Spidops. Ooh, hello. Why would you ever do that? That is my win condition. I have not used bosses. That is my absolute win condition. And Foogler, you can, but I'd rather Lilies for 8 than Cypher for 2 cards. Because if you Cypher for Crispin, you still have to Crispin next turn. I'd rather just Heart of the Cards, Foogler. And there we go. And logical, I know, right? I know, it's like PDC GL can read me like a book. Like a book that is in large print because you're getting old and it's hard to see. All right, so Claydol down. I have to Night Stretcher for the... Got to play with the balls. Always remember, if you can play with the balls, you got to do it. And then... I mean, I think I've abandoned my previous strategy, but my win condition is the Kangaskhan now. So I think what I do is, okay, they're going to take a knockout. That's 2. Lily's next. Yeah. So then I go Hilda for Claydol fighting. I have 2 bosses in the deck. Also 2 freaking Crispin. Okay. I hold on to my energy. I may need to play with my PP at some point. Because remember, Solrock doesn't hit them for knockout. So I might have to knock out the Kangaskhan with the Claydol. Which is something you've never heard. Well, you might have heard it before on a Mega Kangaskhan, but I might have to use a Claydol's de-evolution ray to one-shot. Crap. Okay, I was not expecting this. This makes things a little bit more terrible for me, but it also makes them slightly more gooder as well. Because if I hit them with the Solrock and then I prep Ursaluna. Wait, was Ursaluna in the deck? I honestly can't remember if Ursaluna's in the deck. But hang on, with Ursaluna, I can do 190. It'd be 160, so 190, and then I need a Brave Bangle and like all my PPs. Because remember that Mewtwo resists fighting. It has 280 hit points. They do need another Team Rocket's Pokemon. They do need another team. I think they're... Oh, I thought they were out of Team Rocket's Pokemon. Oh, no, it's only 4 total. I thought it was 4 on the bench. I haven't played Mewtwo all year. It's been a long time. There we go. There's Ariana Grande. So I have to take a knockout this turn to win the game, which means I need to find one of my 2 bosses this turn, and then I have to find another boss's next turn. That is not good. Ooh. Okay. I just need a Crispin now. Oh, God, I don't know what to do. Because a Crispin wins it, but if I Lunar Cycle into Crispin and a Fighting Energy, then I don't got it. I think just... I have to be sane here. I don't want to be sane. I don't want to be sane Malik. I think I have to believe in the bosses, right? Because if I get the Crispin, that requires more of a combo. So I think I have to go for the boss's hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, I really don't know what to do right now, because if I knew which supporter I was getting, I would be fine and I would win this game. I think I can risk putting... Yeah, because they're down a Bangle. I think I can risk putting the Fez into play if I need to. But in this situation, I think it's just put the Claydol up front. Oh, God. Because if I go for Crispin and I don't get Crispin... Oh, no. Oh, if only there was more energy in the deck. If only there was... I have to keep on keeping on. Please do not top deck a Crispin. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's bad, but it's good. Okay, so I need to play with my Dong. I need to, get out the Solrock, because maybe the Crispin strategy might still be available. Okay, so there's 2 Crispin, 2 bosses. There's an equal chancey of getting both. Please be the right one, PDCGL. Please. Please be the right one. No! I knew it! I knew it was going to be Crispin. I absolutely knew it was going to be freaking Crispin. Oh, man. All right. Okay, so how do I rebound from this? Well, the answer is I don't. Okay. So let's go. Wow, I really have nothing right now, do I? That could not have gone worse. That literally could not have gone worse for me. And then I didn't even get a Fez. I didn't get anything. Okay, so if I Crispin... That doesn't do it. Because they're going to take a knockout. Everyone's weak to grass, which is also really awesome. And then if I don't even... I'm just going to... There's... Okay, there's Risky Ruins. Doesn't matter. And yeah, I didn't get it. That is such a unsatisfying ending to this game. All right, let's take... I knew it. I knew I should have gone for the one that had the less probability of happening because this is Pokemon TCG Live. But at a certain point, you got to be like, hey, PDCGL, maybe you'll be nice to me for once in my life. Maybe, you know, because the reason I couldn't go for the Crispin play is because I had to Lunar Cycle. There was a good chance that I'd get my one fighting energy out of the deck, and then Crispin becomes a dead card. So I did the right thing, but PDCGL said, you know those exposed cheeks you got there? I'm about to clap them. But in an alternate reality where Trust Your Pilot, well, A, if he played the Froslass build, the game would have been over 20 minutes ago. If he just believed in the Crispin, I would have won, because what I would have done... Okay. What I would have done is I would have Crispined for a Darkness Energy on this Munkidori, put a Fighting on the Ting-Lu. I would have Munkidori'd 20 onto this Tarantula, and then I would have Ting-Lu'd, because that would have knocked out the Tarantula and it would have set up everybody else for game. If you're out of energy, I do win. This is a desperation play. If they're out of energy, I win. But somehow the Kangaskhan only has a 2 retreat cost, so they're just a Team Rocket's energy away from doing the thing. Also, they've only played one Giovanni, and there's YouTube audience. This is what happens when I try to do the right thing. Again, I say this in so many videos. Why did you make the dumb decision, Pilot? Why would you obviously the correct decision was doing so-and-so. This is why. The correct decision was going for the bosses and hoping to find, Fezandipiti if I whiffed it. The Crispin had the much lower chance of working, and the Crispin was the correct call.